How's it going, guys? Necromancer Noob, and it has come to my attention that people are struggling in Sparking Zero, which, granted, I struggle. I've lost plenty of missions, I've lost plenty of fights, like, it happens in this game, right? But there are a lot of people I also see that are taking it way too far and acting like this game is impossible difficulty, like this game, you can't clear the first few missions. Like, okay, for example, let's talk about it. The Great Ape mission in the story mode for Goku. People are struggling. People are getting livid. People are getting mauled. They're pissed, bro. And we're going to talk about it. Now, if you fail a few of these missions and you retry it, it happens. It happens to me. I did it multiple times, but trust me, I got past this. Now, if you are the type of person to like make a whole video and rant about it, saying how unfair it is and this and that, like, you're in for a world of hurt, my dude. Like, this is the surface of Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. There are so many harder missions after this. If you start up any of the other campaigns, I feel like they are arguably so much harder than this mission alone. And it's because this is kind of entry level. Great Ape, you know, there is limitations. You can't grab them. You're not strong enough to just knock them back like you would a smaller character. But that just means there's different mechanics that you have to utilize a little more. There's a few things that you have to start doing. So, for example, if you're not using the sparking gauge and doing your sparking combos, using your ultimate, you're missing out on a very pivotal thing in this. I've also seen people complain that, you know, oh, well, the AI spams moves and this and that. Like, okay, yeah, it does that, but, you know, you're kind of supposed to do that too. You charge up your gauge, you get a few hits in, you maybe do one of your special moves, and it's rinse and repeat. You know, of course, there's a lot more mechanics involved in this, but at the base level, like for this story, which is the entry level for this game, basically, you can get away with a lot of it, right? So like the sparking mode, you can just start mashing the square button or whatever console you're using, PC, you can mash that button and just basically get a full ass combo on this Great Ape and take away at least 1 to 2 of his bars of health before you even do one of your special moves. So do a combo, end it with the special move, and next thing you know, he's already almost dead. I don't know what you're doing if you're struggling this hard. And this is on regular difficulty. Like, you can drop it down. There is no shame in dropping it down. Let me go out some other pointers, right? A few other pointers, right? So a lot of people are like, well, he instantly does a move. So what do? Do you A, sit there? Do you B, go at him and try to attack him? Or C, get out of the way and dodge? If you know an attack is coming out right off rip, which a lot of these enemies are going to do in these missions, immediately dodge, bro. And then you know what that is? That's a free punish. That's a free combo. That's a free key charge. Like, there's a lot of things you can do in between that. And the Great Ape, the giant enemies in general, they are pretty strong. They pack a punch, but they're also slow. So keep your distance, charge your gauge, get a few hits in when you can. Dodge when they do one of their special moves, get a few hits in, do an easy counter. Now, that's like what I can say for tips and pointers for the starting, because like I said, you can get away with a lot of BS at the starting thing. Like, you can basically spam a lot of these moves and get away with it. They won't counter it, but you get a little further into the story mode and it's going to be a little less unforgiving. They're going to counter some of those sparking gauges combos. They're going to do vanishing attacks. There's a lot of other things that they're going to do and implement, which brings me to my other thing. I'm gonna show you something that maybe is hidden, I guess, in this game. Like, not many people know about this. There's a battle training mode, right? Like, there's a training mode that has in-depth videos and demos and explanations for everything. If you are struggling at the game, or if you see something when you're fighting an AI, right? Like, for example, I haven't done all of the training, but there's been a few things where I'm like, okay, I don't know how to do that. Let me hop in the training mode and figure out how to do that real quick, right? Like, to a certain extent, you have to help yourself. If you are struggling, look up videos, do these tutorials, learn the mechanics of the game, or just learn from your mistakes. There are a lot of times I fail these missions, and 100% I know it was my fault. And I'm just like, damn, if I could have done something slightly differently, I could have won that whole fight. But that's on me. I'll do that next time. Sometimes the matches just don't go your way right off rip. Start of the match, they get a combo in on you, and you know what? It's safe to just say, okay, you know what? I'm just going to restart, retry, and get it better off a fresh start. But there are a lot of ways that you can overcome this, right? So there's the training, there's tutorial, they have in-depth videos. You can run through all of this, and it's actually very helpful. If you haven't done this before, I highly recommend it. There's also another thing you can do as well, right? And the other thing I'm going to bring up is if you want, right? If you collect the Dragon Balls, you can ask Shenron to complete a mission for you. Like, if you're really that desperate for it, brother, like, just use Shenron and clear the mission without playing it. That's a possibility. You can do that. They allow you to do that. Another thing I wanted to talk about is people are complaining that the game is unfair, whatever, they spam moves. They still have to charge their own key gauge. They still have to do everything that you have to do. Yes, they have no reaction time when it comes to putting in the input for whatever move they want to do. So there's that. But it's not like the end-all be-all of they can do that. That just means that they're automatically better and stronger than you. Like, no. I just showed you a clip right there. That was from the original Xenoverse. You see that BS? It was a 1v2 situation. They could spam you to death with an ultimate. If they caught you in one, that's it. It's game over. There's no coming back from that. Sparking Zero isn't like that, right? Like I said, there's differing paths you can do. There's going to be more difficult missions that come after this. This is from a differing path. So if you do the Raditz mission and do a completely different outcome, there's a point where you come across the Ginyu Force, but you have to fight every single one in one go with the same amount of health. So people can sit there and say, okay, wow, that's cheap, that's BS, but like, it's doable. I did it. Like, yeah, I failed a few times, but trust me, this is a lot harder than the Grape 8 mission, and if that's what you're frustrated and struggling with, then, like I said, you just need to help yourself. Whether you watch YouTube videos while you do the tutorial, while you just learn from your mistakes, there is a whole lot of things that you can do differently to get a better outcome of what you want, instead of just complaining, saying that the game is too hard. A lot of people are complaining about these games that I feel like are respectable difficulties. Like, these people would not survive. I don't know if you guys have ever played a MK9, but there was those tower missions. I think it was like Tower 280 or something like that out of 300. That was probably one of the most unbearable missions ever. But could you imagine if people still had the same mentality of just crying and complaining that the game was too hard instead of just doing it? Like, I understand to a degree, yes, if some things are too difficult, it should get nerfed, it should get changed, but this is not what's hard in the game, I promise you. Like, do yourself a favor, learn the mechanics, and this game will be so much more enjoyable. Anyways, that's my rant. Those are a few of my tips. Those are a few things you can do differently, right? And, I'm not a pro by any means. Like, I feel like I'm ass at this game, but I'm still clearing the story mission, so I don't know how bad these other people are. I kind of thought it was a meme at first when I saw these, like, oh, bro didn't finish the Great 8 mission, but, like, it's legit. I saw a video on YouTube of this dude making like a 20-minute rant about how frustrating and hard that mission was. Like, there are popular streamers that were struggling with this mission. Like, I don't know what's wrong with like the gaming community, but like, we have gone, it's weird, right? Like, there's also been a lot of gamers that have like gotten incredibly good at games, like the best of the best. And there's also like this huge gap now where I feel like some players are just so bad, and it's just like, I'm trying to say this in the nicest way possible, but like, I don't know, man. Just do better. Help yourself. Anyways, that's my rant. Leave a like, subscribe, comment. It all helps out. We're trying to hit 1,000 by the end of the year. Anyways, I'll catch you guys in future Dragon Ball videos, future video game videos. Bye-bye.